Hello everybody! On this video, we're going to talk about the differences between Shopify versus Shopify Plus. At Optimum 7, we have done thousands of platform migrations in the past 10 years. BigCommerce to Shopify, WooCommerce to Shopify, Magento to Shopify, Volusion to Shopify, 3D Cart Shift4Shop to Shopify. So we know the Shopify infrastructure really well and all the functionalities of both Shopify and Shopify Plus. And on this video, we will guide you in the right direction in terms of the difference between Shopify and Shopify Plus. This is one of the most asked questions. Why switch to Shopify Plus? Now, if you're already on the Shopify platform, switching to Shopify Plus will give you access to that checkout, the customization, the support, the scalability. But if you are on another platform like a Magento, Volusion, BigCommerce, 3D Cart, Miva, Shift4Shop, Yahoo Business, PrestaShop, OS Commerce, it doesn't matter. Switching to Shopify Plus will transform your e-commerce business because of the simple fact that Shopify invested over $1 billion in their technology in the last 12 months. The reason that Shopify is the best e-commerce platform out there is because they have invested $1 billion, more than $1 billion actually, in the past 12 months into their technology. And there's no other e-commerce platform that can make that claim. So if you are on another platform, switching to Shopify Plus will enable you to scale faster, compete better, and convert better, which is very, very important in e-commerce nowadays because we're all competing with billion-dollar companies like Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Grainger, Uline. If you don't have the right technology, how are you going to even compete? What is the main difference between Shopify and Shopify Plus? Regardless of the fact of you being on Shopify or Shopify Plus, you get the same platform, you get the same template structure, you get similar functionalities. With Shopify Plus, you get a dedicated account manager who is there to make sure that your website is performing. You also get a semi-dedicated or maybe dedicated server that allows you to handle more sales volume and have a faster store. And you get access to more customizations on the Shopify platform. For example, you can make changes to your checkout and you can have a custom checkout SDK, which means that you can add post-checkout, pre-checkout upsells to your Shopify store, as well as different customizations if you have a specific workflow in terms of how you want to process orders. And we get this next question a lot. Is Shopify Plus faster? The answer is 100%. The infrastructure will be faster because you will be placed on a semi-dedicated server. However, if you have a really shitty template structure or really crappy code, your website will slow down. That's why at Optimum 7, we recommend an headless implementation with certain types of websites that have thousands of SKUs, because headless will make your website fly regardless of what platform you're on. And this is one of the technologies that we suggest to clients that we have that do over $10 million in annual revenue, a headless e-commerce infrastructure. Shopify Plus makes that very easy and straightforward. When should you move to Shopify Plus? Now, if you're in Shopify, if you're doing over $2 million, it might be time to move to Shopify Plus. If you are on another e-commerce platform, it's time to move to a platform like Shopify Plus when you are doing a few $1 million, but when you're also feeling that you're hitting that ceiling, right? Your customers are making certain functionality requests that you are not able to do on your current platform. You are also running into issues with customization, slow website speed, slow load times, and you're getting a lot of complaints, support complaints from your customers, and or the current or the new products that you have developed, you cannot really fulfill the orders because of the fact that you need more customization on your product pages. You might need a custom product configurator, or you might need a product customizer, which is kind of like what Vistaprint has. So if your business model requires that you have a custom checkout funnel, it is time, or it might be time, to switch to a platform like Shopify Plus. What is the advantage of Shopify Plus? The advantages are pretty clear. You get dedicated support from Shopify. They will support you in terms of your growth, your scalability, your business requirements, your business needs. 2, you get a faster e-commerce store. You might be on a semi-dedicated or dedicated server based on how many millions of dollars you're doing on an annual basis, but these are some of the perks of Shopify Plus from a support, speed, scalability standpoint. Then you get access to more customizations. You get access to the checkout SDK where you can add trust building elements into your checkout, custom upsells into your checkout. It's all about maximizing your average order volume and maximizing the lifetime value of your customer. And with Shopify Plus, you get less limitations, which is really the key in scalability in e-commerce because you have to be able to compete. Which brings us to the next question. Is it worth upgrading to Shopify Plus? And the answer here is simple. If you're doing a few $1 million on Shopify, it might be time to upgrade to Shopify Plus due to the fact that you want a website that runs faster. You might need dedicated support from the Shopify team because you're doing more volume. And if you're doing more volume, you have more complex integrations like with Avalara or with Klaviyo. You might need a better API integration, better capabilities on the API limitations of Shopify. Basically, you would need higher levels of support from Shopify and possibly a Shopify Plus agency so that you can maintain that growth and that scalability. Because at the end of the day, you need to be able to compete. Shopify Plus costs multiples of Shopify depending on your volume and what kind of apps you have installed in your Shopify infrastructure. You're looking at paying a few $1,000s a month for Shopify Plus. So you have to look at your profitability, you have to look at your growth strategy and growth plan. It all depends. So the rule of thumb is if you're doing over $2 million, it definitely is time to upgrade to Shopify Plus, depending on the growth strategy or the growth plan that you have. At what revenue does Shopify Plus make sense? Again, if you're doing over $1.5 million, $2 million in annual revenue, Shopify Plus might make sense, but it is still a hefty monthly cost. So you have to check your profit margins, you have to check your scalability metrics, your growth plan. It really depends. If, for example, you're doing over $2 million in annual revenue, and your net profit margin is 10%, Shopify might be too expensive. Shopify Plus might be too expensive. But if you have a margin of 30-40%, yes, Shopify Plus makes sense. Get on Shopify Plus, compete better, run a faster website, get more functionalities, get a customized checkout so you can upsell people and increase your average order volume, minimize your cost per acquisition. These are all things that Shopify Plus enables you to do. Can I have multiple stores on Shopify Plus? The answer is yes. Shopify Plus has a multi-store capability. As a matter of fact, you can have multiple stores in multiple countries, on multiple time zones, with multiple languages. You can basically go crazy on Shopify Plus, and that's one of the reasons most enterprise organizations out there that do 10, 20, 30, and Shopify has some businesses that are doing hundreds of millions of dollars, prefer Shopify because it solves those customized problems, that custom business problems, workflow issues, supply chain issues. There is nothing, literally, that Shopify Plus has not thought about when it comes to e-commerce technologies, and this is one of the reasons they are the top dog in the industry. How do I migrate from Shopify to Shopify Plus? Well, it's not really a migration if you are upgrading Shopify to Shopify Plus. You just call up Shopify or contact Optimum 7 and we'll be happy to guide you in the right direction. And we put in the request and you get a dedicated account manager, and your account manager and the agency that you're working with, in this case, Optimum 7 ideally, we will guide you in the right direction in terms of how you upgrade to Shopify Plus, but you don't need to change any infrastructure or change databases or change your template structure. We might make some suggestions based on conversion optimization elements, as well as some checkout, upsell functionalities to really maximize your average order volume. We might make suggestions on how to make your website run faster with headless technologies. We might make suggestions in terms of your search and filter functionalities and implement an AI search and filter. Anytime we're doing an upgrade or anytime we're doing a migration, we always want to improve the technology so that you can compete better. And those are the top questions that we get about Shopify versus Shopify Plus. If you have any questions about Shopify or Shopify Plus capabilities, pricing, infrastructure, comment below or contact us at optimum7.com and we'll be happy to guide you in the right direction.